Good morning, and thank you for coming. Please join me in thanking the SIU Jazz Combo. Nick Sanders, Mitch Kliksik, Miles Daniels, and Michael Wallace for opening music. As you might have guessed, I'm Carlo Montemagno. It's an honor to serve as your new Chancellor. I look forward to meeting those of you I haven't yet met and to working with each of you as you move the university forward. Before we get started, I would like to introduce some of our special guests, including the members of the Board of Trustees, Marsha Ryan, Joel Zambersky, Sam Beard. Also joining us is SIU System President Randy Dunn and my beautiful wife of 40 years, Pamela Montemagno. Thank you. I would also like to thank the many community leaders from around Southern Illinois, including Carbondale Mayor Mike Henry. Please join me in welcoming all of them. I started as Chancellor just 6 weeks ago today. This time has confirmed the characteristics that attracted me to SIU, a welcoming campus and community and committed faculty, staff, alumni, and friends who all want to help the university succeed. We have much to be proud of as an institution. Here are just two recent examples of recognition. For the 5th time, SIU has earned the Higher Education Excellence and Diversity Award from Insights into Diversity magazine. We're among 80 institutions recognized for the work of programs across campus, including multicultural disability, veterans, and other services. This is an important testament to our past and our future. In addition, SIU Carbondale has also been listed in the top 100 of the safest colleges based upon a review of more than 2,000 larger four-year institutions nationwide. This puts us in the top 4% of safe schools. This means that SIU is among the safest colleges and universities in America. I hope you will share this news as advocates for SIU. Not only have I found much to be proud of in my short time here, but I also found a collaborative spirit that tells me that we can accomplish anything we put our minds to if we work together. A recent example is the eclipse. After 3 years of planning, we welcomed more than 30,000 people who viewed the eclipse on campus, including 14,000 at Saluki Stadium. More than 2,000 staff, students, and community volunteers were on hand to assist. The economic impact to Carbondale alone was $7 million. The international visibility for SIU is priceless. I've invited members of the Eclipse Planning Committee and other key players who made this incredible event so successful to join us today. Would you please stand? I would also invite anyone else in the room who contributed as a volunteer or supported the event in any way to please stand. Nobody else wants to stand, eh? Come on. Thank you all for your hard work. Please note that we have just 2,386 days to plan for the 2024 eclipse. My key point is this. 3 years ago, I'm sure the Eclipse team wasn't sure what to expect. The closer it got, the bigger it must have seemed. I imagine, in fact, that there were times that bringing it all together seemed impossible. But it was possible. We created success through collaboration. As I look at the challenges ahead of us, I am confident we can harness the same can-do collaborative spirit to transform SIU. Why is transformation critical to our future? In the book Illuminate, authors Nancy Duarte and Patty Sanchez talk about the importance of continual transformation to maintain the health of organization. Transformations require ongoing innovation. Here you see the S-curve of innovation and change. A new path or process starts at the bottom and grows and reaches maturity, or a steady state. Quoting from the authors, steadiness may feel like a relief, but that's where stagnation sets in. They go on to note that with stagnation, organizations can decline and die. To survive, they must reinvent themselves. They must innovate. SIU is a great example. It has faced adversity or stagnation several times in its own history and has risen above them to redefine itself as even a greater institution. For example, Southern Illinois Normal University was just 14 years old when its primary building, often referred to as Old Main 1, burned to the ground. The university was at a turning point. Would it declare defeat and go into decline or not? It did not. According to Betty Mitchell in her book, Southern Illinois University, A Pictorial History, city leaders offered storerooms, churches, and offices as temporary quarters and raised $6,000 to build a new temporary wood structure. Through persistence and collaborations and strong support from the community, SIU jumped to a new S-curve and survived. Let's look more broadly at SIU's history for additional context. At our finding, we were a teachers' college with just 143 students and a dozen academic departments. Over time, we grew, and in the early 1940s, our enrollment fluctuated between roughly 800 and 2,000 students. We were mature and at the risk of becoming stagnant. But we continued to evolve and innovate. By 1947, we had 3 colleges and a graduate school, prompting the legislature to drop the word normal from our name and make us a university. We received our first research grant in 1948, the same year Dwight Morris became president, and implemented a new vision for SIU that contributed to unprecedented growth in programs, research, and students. By his retirement in 1970, enrollment was 23,000. We were again mature, and then we became stagnant. Today, rather than finding ourselves on a new upward S driven by innovation and change, we find ourselves in decline. The greatest indicator of this decline is enrollment. You'll see that we have 6,000 fewer students than we had just 10 years ago. And for the last 2 years, our number of freshmen have declined enormously, almost 18% this year alone. This means that considering the 2 small freshman classes, we will depress enrollment further as the larger junior and senior classes graduate, unless we take immediate action. The nearly 9% in enrollment decline this year reflects a $9.4 million loss in tuition revenue. The 10-year enrollment decline cumulatively results in more than $1.5 billion in lost economic activity for Southern Illinois. In spite of these enrollment losses, we are operating much as we have in the past. We have largely the same academic programs, administrative structure, and processes for at least the last 2 decades. We have not adapted to a changing higher education marketplace. If we are to jump onto a new S-curve, we must innovate and reinvent ourselves, and we have no time to waste. First, we must define a clear vision. We cannot follow a path if we don't know where we want to go. A vision starts with mission. The recent Vision 2025 survey was completed by nearly 3,000 faculty, staff, student, alumni, friends, and community members. It asked respondents whether they agree or disagree with each aspect of a mission statement, from inclusivity to research to teaching to economic engagement. I'm pleased to report that our stakeholders affirmed every component. 71% reaffirmed our commitment to access, inclusion, and opportunity. 81% said we are an institution that should be at the front lines of innovation in research and creativity. Even more, 84% reinforced our commitment to outstanding teaching. 72% agreed that we should be a nationally ranked public university, and 73% affirmed our role as a regional economic catalyst, and 81% supported our work shaping future student leaders. And finally, 72% agreed that we must continue to transform lives. Participants also identified the academic programs and research areas they believe will be in demand by 2025. They offered perspectives on campus life, as well as the opportunities we need to offer as a comprehensive institution that educates the entire student. These results will be shared campus-wide shortly as we frame a vision for the future. But let me give you a sneak peek at the results. This is a look at the areas of study respondents believe will be most relevant, impactful, or in demand in 25. Here's a look at the areas of research or creative activity that will be most relevant in 2025. These respondents looked at core skills or knowledge that every graduate should have to be successful in 2025. And this looks at the cultural and experiential opportunities that should be available to all students at a comprehensive university in 2025. The results of the survey center around the continued belief in our mission as a university that provides and delivers nationally ranked educational programs. We are dedicated to the creation of knowledge and engagement with our communities that contributes to economic prosperity. And we maintain a commitment to inclusion, diversity, and opportunity. The combination of these distinctions provides us great strength as we chart our path forward. I emphasize that our commitment to inclusivity has held true since our beginnings. Pictured here is Alexander Lane, son of a slave, who enrolled at SIU in 1876 and became the university's first African-American student. His SIU education contributed to his success as a school principal, a physician, and an Illinois state legislator. Inclusivity will always remain a part of who we are and must be included in any vision we have for our future. Even as we finalize our vision, it is clear that we must take a hard look at our academic programs. We must ensure that they are tailored to the next generation of students. They must be forward-looking. We need to focus on deploying our resources to make us more competitive. Accordingly, we need to invest in resources and programs that are absolutely essential. We must also look to the future and create new programs that will address the needs of our students and communities. To secure the resources to invest in current and new programs, we need to identify programs that are weak and terminate those that are no longer necessary. The program review process is a start. It's a data point. It will help us identify strong as well as weaker programs based upon a number of factors. One item that was very clear to me in the survey results and actually made my heart warm was that faculty recognize as a group the comprehensive nature of our institution. We will remain a comprehensive institution that educates the entire student. The goal is to ensure that we have best-in-class programs across disciplines by focusing on and investing in our strengths. Doing this requires us to look at our academic structure in context with our program delivery. We must tear down the stovepipes and create an environment that facilitates scholarly discourse among both faculty and students. My thoughts are that this does not happen through large colleges that are less nimble and encumbered by processes that hinder innovative thinking. And innovation is also limited in small departments where faculty and administrators are stretched and focused on narrow disciplines rather than cross-disciplinary opportunities. Instead, innovation is charged when faculty have the capacity and encouragement to build connections in schools made up of synergistic disciplines. To do this, we are looking at our current academic structure to identify lost opportunities. Our allied health and human service programs are currently in 3 separate colleges. We have management-focused programs in 4. Imagine the synergy, energy, and strength we could build, and duplication we might avoid if we broke down walls, brought programs and faculty together for joint exploration of knowledge. Here are some initial thoughts we are exploring. We have the pieces of the puzzle in place to create a powerful College of Health and Human Services, and we are currently exploring the financial feasibility of doing so. Likewise, we are exploring the creation of a new College of Agriculture and Life Sciences that will include a School of Sustainability and Earth Sciences. And consider the value of adding analytics and big data to our business programs to attract and graduate top students who become leaders in the profession. These are among the many possibilities that we'll explore together as a community. We are currently examining all our academic programs and how they fit within the administrative organization of the entire university. We'll be moving programs out of existing academic departments, transitioning them into schools based on opportunities for synergy. These schools will be organized under colleges, and there will be fewer colleges than we have today. The result is that we will create schools of scientific inquiry and discovery comprised of faculty and students. Academic programs will remain intact and move with the faculty. Ultimately, we will realize new opportunities for expanded engagement and a larger resource base. Yes, we will still need to close programs, but I want to be clear that academic reorganization itself is not about eliminating programs, faculty, or staff, but about creating new scholarly communities that will lead to innovation in teaching and knowledge creation. At our first cut at academic reorganization, we've identified almost $2.3 million in administrative costs that could be redirected to advance our educational and research enterprises. Academic reorganization will be a significant endeavor because we must address academic programs, financial stability, and space allocation simultaneously. We will invite deans, department chair, and directors to provide feedback on the first draft of a new academic structure organized by schools. This will be a draft, a straw man proposal, meaning that it is to provided to launch a discussion around an ideal structure, not a final plan. This will happen in October. Following their input, in November, we'll release a new draft to the entire campus community for additional input through our existing shared governance processes and agreements, as well as through additional feedback mechanisms. In addition to input on the structure itself, we will want to know what opportunities for synergy and new program growth we might be missing. During the spring semester, I will deliver a finalized plan that considers all of this input with the goal of implementing a new structure effective July 1, 2018. Then the real heavy lifting will occur. Faculty of the new schools must develop their governance structures and submit operational papers for approval. Each school will work to identify opportunities that the new structure should support. I will ask every school to develop a plan to produce a top 10 national program if it does not already have one. I would like to reiterate that this reorganization effort will reduce administrative costs by approximately $2.3 million, allowing us to reinvest in our strongest academic programs. It will also allow us to free faculty from some of the service obligations that can be cumbersome in small academic departments. By spreading these responsibilities out in larger schools, individual faculty members will be able to increase their teaching and research capacity. Again, my goal is to implement changes effective with the new fiscal year. I know this is very fast. For academicians, we'll be running at warp speed. Yeah, but time is of the essence. If we don't redefine and execute quickly, we may be faced with an institution that must abandon our core mission and values. I've spoken about knowledge creation several times. Research and creative activity are essential to our mission. And I would like to see us strive to move up in Carnegie classification as an R1 institution. Academic reorganization is an important first step to achieve this. I believe that will re-energize our academic enterprise, encourage faculty to engage in multidisciplinary partnerships that will fuel extramural funding. We can then engage in knowledge creation and leverage our investment in the incredible Southern Illinois Research Park to expand partnerships that support innovation. Innovation will in turn drive economic activity. This is just one way that the university can enhance its symbiotic relationship with the community and region. There are others. As we rethink the usage of space on campus, we must review and update our facilities master plan. I envision greater collaboration with the City of Carbondale on planning in general, so we can align our efforts to benefit both the university and the community. We're also looking at how we can build community engagement through arts and events, including concerts and athletics, as well as community service. Our goal is to create a more visible presence of our activity within the entire Southern Illinois region. An important point, as mentioned earlier, is that the fates of SIU and the community are linked. We need to act coherently as a unified voice throughout the state, in Springfield, and in all our dealings. Everyone who cares about SIU must be an advocate if we are to succeed. As we go forward, we need to reinvigorate every aspect of student engagement. For SIU to realize the values presented in the mission statement, we must provide a world-class educational experience. We are not only preparing students for jobs, but for a 40-year career enhanced by lifelong learning. We must ensure that students have opportunities for experiential learning, including opportunities to engage in the creation of knowledge as undergraduates. International and service opportunities are also key to the complete student experience, as is growth in intercollegiate competition, which follows our successes in debate, aviation, broadcasting, and other areas. We must re-emphasize career placement programs that focus not only on jobs after graduation, but also on internships and experiential learning opportunities while students are still enrolled. As noted earlier, we are looking at opportunities to attract more concerts and speakers to campus to further and add to student life. And we need to build upon the opportunities created by our location, the Shawnee National Forest, for instance. We need to enhance the Saluki spirit, supporting our athletic teams. And we need to ensure that our students can engage in the arts, both on campus and in the community. To support that, access to the arts, I am pleased to announce that the University Museum will reopen January 1st. All of these opportunities for student engagement will be incorporated into a larger comprehensive plan. We have taken the first actions to move us forward in some areas. In order to better integrate our student support and engagement initiatives, as well as to create synergies with units that already work together closely, we are moving forward immediately with the planned restructuring of the units that currently make up University College. Some will remain in academic affairs, reporting to the Associate Provost for Academic Programs, and others will move to student affairs. Interim Dean Lori Bell will take on new responsibilities supporting students based in the Office of the Associate Provost for Academic Programs. This restructuring will yield not only financial savings, but improve the engagement that will benefit our students. We must also ensure that our students have consistent access to quality academic advising. Our current advisement structure leaves gaps when positions are vacated, or changes in enrollment affect demand in degree programs. This practice does not serve our students well. Academic advisement will be centralized, effective immediately, in order to improve advising on our campus. It will report to the Office of the Associate Provost for Academic Programs, but advisors will remain embedded within the colleges to maintain connections with the faculty and students. To assure basic competencies and stay current with trends that affect their work, advisors will have ongoing access to training. This includes cross-training in different disciplines. In short, we must put students at the core of everything we do by engaging them in subject matter and campus life by elevating the stature and rigor of the academic enterprise. In turn, we will be able to raise our academic standards and recruit and retain a stronger student body while maintaining our historical commitment to inclusivity. Raising the academic enterprise is essential to retaining students. Strong programs lead to greater student success, which leads to larger upper-level classes, yielding more resources that will allow us to further invest in academic quality. This is why changes to our academic programs are so critical. Recruitment and retention must be the highest priority for every person who works on behalf of SIU. Whether you maintain our beautiful campus, advise students, or teach classes. Every single contact you have with a current or prospective student is an opportunity to make them feel welcome and supported at SIU. We must be timely and responsive to all of our interactions. We must remember that we are all Salukis. I've already announced that we are beginning a search for an Associate Chancellor for Enrollment Management. This individual will be responsible for overseeing and coordinating our recruitment activities across campus. We are, for example, looking at ways we can ensure that those responsible for building enrollment, including academic units, understand or are held accountable for their roles and have the support they needed to fulfill those roles. Meanwhile, we are also expanding our recruitment marketing efforts using analytically driven tools. Our goal is to connect with more than 1 million prospective students this year. I've talked today about the many steps we must take to re-envision SIU. We need to create synergistic scholarly communities, reconnect with alumni, and stimulate knowledge creation and economic engagement. We are taking a deep dive looking at every aspect of SIU, from past metrics to best practices to feedback from the Vision Survey, from academic programs to knowledge creation to student life. We will share additional details with the campus community as together we refine the vision and plan to accomplish the significant change we must make. I would like to have this comprehensive plan completed in April with the goal of taking the proposal for a salary increase to the April board meeting, recognizing the role of collective bargaining units in negotiating any increase for their members. Again, we must move quickly. We will have a comprehensive plan in place in the spring semester to be implemented in the new fiscal year. It will take several years for us to realize the benefits of change, so we must start now. If we are to be successful, a new generation of campus leaders must emerge. Leadership is not about titles, but about collaborating, invigorating, advocating, and driving change wherever you are in the organization. We need leaders who are willing to invest in the future rather than in preserving the past. Without such leaders, we will not be successful in our transformation. I came to SIU because I am confident that we can change, that we can reinvent ourselves. SIU is a special place. Looking at the trajectory of our first 150 years, we know it's time to make our next move. It must start with innovative, forward-thinking academic programs. With hard work and willingness to embrace change across everything we do, all else will follow. We are on a journey that will culminate in asserting our position as a flagship university. Our focus and our mission is as a comprehensive national doctoral research university sets us apart from nearly every other institution in Illinois. They bring with them a higher expectation of quality, and we must deliver on that expectation. We must fight the impulse that many have to cut the tall, growing sunflower down to size, forcing us into the mold of a regional institution instead of a national institution that serves its region. Instead, we must reaffirm and embrace the future our mission calls for. We must be a place where individuals can receive a personalized educational experience enhanced by experiential learning opportunities and engagement in a vibrant student life. A place where knowledge will be created and translated into economic prosperity. A place where staff, faculty, and students love to work alone. This shared remarkable journey starts now. SIU is my home. You are my family. Together, we will succeed. Thank you.